Hi everyone. I thought I'll show you a tour of my studio where I do my painting, and here we go. Now this is um, my sunroom that I converted to an art studio, and this is where I keep all my paintings. I like all my paintings outside rather than in a stashed away like this, because I like to see my paints. Let me show you what I have. I have pastels. I have iridescent colors and paintings I got from other places, countries I visit. And these are pan pastels. They look like makeup. Very, very cute. And then I have alcoholic inks. This is my studio buddy. He's my baby. He's there with me all the time when I'm painting, even if it's like middle of the night. I paint after work. And let me show you all the stuff that I have. All these are acrylics. I didn't leave anything on the top shelf because I can't reach. And I like to divide my paints into different colors and keep them in different shelves, like the pinks and the violets and purples and the yellows and the browns and and so on. And then I have all my acrylic mediums there, and some Mod Podge and stuff. And then I have my what do you call the tapes that we put in the edges, and then some tapes that we use, like do not break or fragile, do not bend kind of stuff when I'm like packing my paintings and shipping. And then all the glue and all that stuff. And then I have some more paint supplies. These are like spray paints. I'm a mixed media artist, so I have tons of I use color pigments of any kind. It's not just, so this is my other, like I stash everything. I love to buy things, splurge on them. That's where I spend most of the money on. These are whipped paints. These are acrylic pens. This is again gouache paint, and that's Gamblin. Like I mentioned, these are spray paints with all the different nozzles for spray cans. And then I have my oil paints here. I like to divide, like I mentioned, I put them in the pans. Like I like to divide my paints into warms and cools and transparents and opaques, and that's how I divided them. And I have oil pastels here. I use a lot of pigments of any type. So those are alcoholic inks, and I have so many of them. I just love using my colors. And I'm working on a painting. I made a table here so I could do some small paintings here. I didn't want to put a big easel here because I like the text to look at the texture of the wall, the brick. And then the I did a Van Gogh. I had a painting that I painted, the sunlight and stuff. It wasn't popping, so I went and Van Goghized the painting, and the painting just popped. So it's my own Van Gogh town. And I do some small paintings here. So I have it's like an easel. And then I'm working on this currently. And as you can see, I need to clean my palette, and I wasted tons of brush not cleaning them up immediately. I was too tired last night, so I just didn't. So this is the painting I'm working on. And also this one, I actually did this simultaneously. Well, not in one sitting, obviously, but when I had this paint, the oil paint, I was using it on that too. And then I have I stashed very few things, like the charcoal pens and and erasers and such in this. But I like to leave everything out. Well, I have some color pencils and some fabric markers, and gosh, I have more paint here. I didn't realize. Watercolor cake set. I have lots of paints, and then these are porcelain paints and whatnot. And anyway, so this is another table where I work, and I have a light here. That's this place. I'm blessed with a lot of light in this room. I converted my sunroom into an art studio. Um, so, but still, after work, I can only paint after coming back from work. So it gets pretty dark, and I need lots of light. So, and these are the lights I do when I go live on Facebook and such. And this is my cart where I keep all the paint brushes that I'm using, and these are the things to carry my water, and these are like pencils where I draw, and these are different instruments, like these are like palette knives which are plastic so it won't cut into the canvas, and this is the rag cloth. And then most of the pigments, especially oil paints like cad red and stuff, they're toxic, so I use the gloves. And these are the mediums I use, linseed oil and stuff. And the turpentine is very toxic, so I have to open the door when I paint. And then the Eco House thinner, citrus thinner, that's actually they say is better than the turpentine. But anyways, so that's where I and this is another table space. I'm planning to do some portraits to enter a contest. This is the light I use. It lights up pretty good. Lights up the surface when I'm working at night. That's another light to light up the space. And here is where I keep all my paint brushes, the extra ones. I have tons of them, as you can see, and markers for the paintings. And then these are the varnishes I use on top of the and the prints. I'm trying to paint my son and unfinished project. So I have tons of unfinished projects because I don't have a lot of time. I work for 50 hours a week, 50 plus. So this is my dog. That's my baby sitting there, that whom I painted when he was younger. And I just kind of all my paintings are in the basement because I can directly ship them. I have big boxes in the garage, and I directly take them after I finish them to my basement, and then ship them from there. I have big boxes, but I kept few of my paintings here just to light up the space, because otherwise it's like really bland. And this is my printer. This is where I do my prints. Like, as you can see, some of the prints, matted prints that I have, and I wanted to remove all this whole chairs and stuff, but there were two more, because we used to use this but this is where my husband sits and my dog sits there, and I wanted an audience, especially my own family. And my husband is a critic. He's a harsh critic, but I like it because it's sometimes helpful, and I like audience. And this is where we sit as a family and have a morning coffee while I'm painting when I get time. And I open this door because some of the paints can be toxic. Spray paints, I take it out and use it, but the other ones I don't use spray paints inside, and certain oils and toxic stuff. I have to open the door for ventilation. And this is where I sit. That's where my dog sits. That's where my husband sits. And I tried my hand briefly on sculptures. I loved it, but I'm not doing that. I did like 3 or 4 of these. I just have one here. I'm doing mostly painting now, and I have tons of papers. These are my prints, matted prints. I use paper leftover paint to do a lot of stuff, like, to just sometimes play with colors. And this place can get really cold during winter, as it's getting cold now. So I have to use 2 heaters. This one really helps, but we just got to be careful not to touch it. It makes the place toasty. And I like to keep my space nice because I need inspiration when I'm painting. So Well, this is my art studio, and I love this place. After work, this is my right brain land. When I come here, I forget everything and I paint because my work is hard. Being a psychiatrist, I talk to a lot of people, and I love what I do because a lot of people tell me about their issues and problems, and I'm there for them. I have to hold that sacred space and be with them while they go through their traumas. I love my patients. They're my teachers. They teach me a lot too, and I love what I do. It's just the charting that I don't like. It's a lot of paperwork, and I mean, EMR, electronic medical records, lots of charting. That's the only part I don't like, but I love what I do. I love to connect with people. And let me show you one. I some paintings that I'm working like half done, I leave it behind so I don't have to go to the basement and carry them upstairs. This is another painting I did before I was going to India, and it has a lot of texture. I didn't put it up on my site yet. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. It has a lot of texture. I have to put it up on my site. And those are like this some still life. Sorry.